What's happening, people? Welcome back to the Criminal Connection podcast, where the streets meet the mic and the truth always finds its way to the surface. I'm your host, Terry Stone, and if you're new here, hit that like button, press that subscribe button, and tap the notification bell so you never miss what's really going on in this world of crime, redemption, and the people caught in between. Today isn't a normal episode. This ain't just an interview or a news breakdown. This is a reaction, a response, a reflection. Because right now, there's a storm brewing online. Two powerful voices, two massive egos, Darren G and James English. And trust me, this one's personal.
So in true Darren fashion, we knew it was going to be a no-show. Darren the no-show G, we've waited a little bit, all talk, all full of shit.
It's just a short post to address the Weasel English. He's there, bigging himself up, calling me out.
It's very personal between me and him, very personal. He's been speaking shit about me for well over 5 years.
When that podcast's gone, so are you. Nothing of you. You're not a legend. You haven't helped Glasgow. You haven't been in the community of Glasgow preventing knife crime, preventing drug dealing. You've had 10 years, 15 years straight to set up multiple initiatives with all your dough. You've done fuck all for Glasgow or anywhere in Scotland.
Come see me. I will donate 250 grand to a charity, all for a good cause, and we can have a little tear up.
He's a fucking helmet, sitting there in a car, getting views on YouTube, thinking he's Al fucking Pablo. Ignore the fucking helmet.
Darren G and James English weren't always at odds. In fact, if you rewind the clock back a bit, Darren was one of James's most high-profile guests on the Anything Goes podcast. His first interview, a viral hit. Raw, gripping, brutally honest. It put numbers on the board for James. It gave Darren a platform to speak the truth about his past, the pain, the prison, and his path to redemption. But here's the twist. As Darren's message grew, so did the friction. Eventually, Darren requested that his episodes be removed from the Anything Goes channel. Why? That's where things get murky. But what we know for sure is this: James didn't take it lightly. Suddenly, Darren's name was back in the headlines. Not for his reform, not for his anti-knife crime work, but for allegations and accusations. Source: The Scottish Sun. The article reveals that the Ben Kinsella Trust, a major anti-knife crime charity, cut ties with Darren shortly after. Coincidence? You decide. Let's be honest, Darren has a past, but he's the first to admit that. But that's also what makes his message really powerful. He's trying to do good, he's speaking to the youth, and now he's being pulled back into the dirt. When Darren sat down with us, there were subtle hints of a falling out. He didn't name names, he didn't throw punches, but the tension was definitely there. Some people only want your story when it suits them, then they toss you aside. In hindsight, that was a warning shot. Then came the bombshell. On July the 24th, 2025, James drops a video entitled "The Truth About Liverpool Grass, Darren G." His guest, Amy G, ex-wife of Darren's late brother.
Today's the day where you kind of know some information that needs to be shared about this little weasel, and that's what we're here to do. But there's only one person that I've got getting hate for from Liverpool, and it's Dan. So, and who was it end up killing David?
I think someone's in jail for it, aren't they?
Yeah, because it was Dan. He never done it. He was
sitting off the street in a car, wasn't he?
As he do, he's a shithouse, isn't he?
Oh yeah. Mark got shot. He ruined that family. Ian got shot. He ruined that family. He ruined himself. He ruins everyone's family.
What has he done?
Something has went on. I don't know exactly what, but something has went on.
Mad, innit?
Who hates their own one?
Let's pause for a second. Amy is someone who, according to Darren, has been completely estranged from the G family for years. So why bring her in? Was it about truth? Or was it about maximum impact? In the video, Amy doesn't just tell stories, she delivers character attacks. Accusations fly, Darren's past is dragged out. One of the most damaging claims, that Darren assaulted his own mother. That's not just salacious, that's devastating. if untrue. So Darren released a video addressing the claims directly. Not angry, not screaming, just clearing the air.
Another wave of cancellation coming my way at the hands of the weasel English. What do rats do when there's no food left? Scrounge for the crumbs. What's he done when he searched the gutter for anyone he could? Who's he popped up with? An ex-girlfriend of my brother, William Henry G. Psycho, we call her.
He refutes the story. He explains Amy's disconnection from the family. He talks about her lack of credibility in Liverpool circles. And most importantly, he frames the podcast as a personal attack and not for journalistic purposes. He doesn't just defend himself. He calls James out for weaponising family, for manipulating narratives, for crossing lines that should never be crossed. And then, as if the emotional warfare wasn't enough, James upped the ante. He publicly challenged Darren to a £250,000 boxing match.
We hate each other. That's the bottom line, but back it up then. If you hate me, come and see me. We'll have a fight and that's it. Put it to bed. All this back and forth, and it's all for a good cause. 250 grand, all for a great cause. You've done so much wrong in your life, like me, like everybody. We're not disputing that. Put everything aside. Name the boxing gym or name whatever you want and I will come, or you can come and see me and we can sort it out. And I will donate, hand on my heart, 250 grand to a charity.
Shock value, yeah, but Darren didn't back down. He accepted, but with one major caveat.
Yes, people. Darren G, Hellfather Lad, choose a life, not a knife, as always. It's about time I done a response to this funny looking helmet who's offering £250,000 to a charity to fight me. I'll take you up on that offer. Straight away. I'll take you up on that offer. I want half of that offer dropped into a charity in Glasgow before I turn up for the fight. I want £125,000 dropped off to Glasgow Women's Aid, which helps women of domestic abuse and children who've been surrounded by domestic abuse. So the ball's back in your court. I've called your f***ing bluff, you fat shithouse.
£125,000 must be donated to a women's aid charity in Glasgow before the fight. That's not just about ego, that's integrity. Instead of meeting Darren halfway, James gave him short notice to appear at a gym in Glasgow with no proof that the donation had happened. Darren didn't show. So James called him a coward and a no-show.
So the little baldy roll-on deodorant Darren G has now responded to my call out for a 250 grand charity fight. It's only took him 5 days to respond. I knew he would respond, but in true damn fashion, he tries to find little loopholes and little ways how we can get out it. So I'm donating 250 grand to charities of his choice. All he has to do is show up. He doesn't have to put any money in. All I want him to do is show up. Location tomorrow is at Rocky's Boxing Gym. The address is 419 Balmoral Road at 4 p.m. Let me repeat that. Rocky's Boxing Gym, 419 Balmoral Road at 4 p.m. tomorrow. That's giving you 24 hours to get here. Plenty of time. Me and you, big boy, tomorrow. No f***ing about. I'll be there. So, may the best man win.
Darren responds again with facts, short notice, no receipts, and no trust that James could back up that money. I'm not flying to Glasgow for a stage beef. Prove the money's there first, then we'll talk.
Darren G, alive and critical. Obviously, I've got to respond to the weasel. He's come back. He's obviously backed out. He was backed into a corner. All he had to do was drop that dough in there. Would have made me be convinced that he's ready to fight me. Would have made me committed to the other 125 grand for some other charities. And he's just pulled out. Shithouse rat. What am I meant to do? He's shouting, go to a gym by tomorrow and he'll transfer funds for your phone. I tell you what, you're making this about money. I didn't. You popped up from nowhere screaming charity, 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 charity. It's plainly obvious to everyone that you had no consideration towards any charity. You just used the word charity as clickbait, didn't you? That's all you've done. You had no intention of putting any of your hard-earned money into any sort of domestic abuse charity, did you? Like Women's Aid in Glasgow. I know I brought that up, but I was convinced you were going to stick by your word and have me this fight and put some money up front. Obviously you never. Going forward, you're a helmet.
Let's take a step back. This ain't just YouTube drama. It's two real men with real histories being watched by millions. Darren G's trying, flawed, fiery but focused. James English has built a huge platform, but now he's drifting into provocation for clicks. When family gets used for clout, when serious claims get thrown around for views, when charity fights become call-outs instead of contributions, you've got to ask yourself, where's the line? Look, I've sat across from Darren, I've looked him in the eye. I've seen the fire, the pain, the passion. He's rough, but he's real, and he's doing what he can to move forward. I don't know James personally, I respect his work, but if you're using your platform to escalate street-level beef into podcast theatre, then you're playing a dangerous game. The reality is, right, James English is a podcaster. Terry Stone, aka the Podfather, is a podcaster, right? We're not gangsters, we're podcasters. So, like it or not, James English, Terry Stone, we're both podcasters and we're both good at what we do. So James, I know you don't want my advice, but I'm going to give it to you for free anyway. Let the gangsters be gangsters, let the fighters be fighters, and just stick to what you're good at. This could have easily been a conversation, but it's become a spectacle. This could have been a collaboration, it's now turned into conflict. Let's raise the bar. Private phone calls, real resolutions, and if it has to go public, then make it count for the right reasons. So look, I know a few of you would be saying, hang on a minute, Tel, you had that beef with Carlton Leach that you pushed out and publicised on your YouTube channel. Well, that was going on for 15 years and it wasn't resolved on the channel. We actually resolved it amicably off air, right? Carlton picked up the phone, I picked up the phone, we had a conversation. It was the death of a friend that led to that conversation, and then we decided we was going to do a podcast and share it with you. And one of the things that I probably learned, and I was guilty of, is I should have picked the phone up sooner. And he actually said to me the same thing. So we were both as bad as each other. We were both, I'm not ringing him, he's not ringing me because I'm a, and we had this silly thing for 15 years. So now we've, uncoated ourselves. We're now able to be, civil to each other and become friends. We're never ever going to be best friends. We're never going to be going round each other's houses for cups of tea and going out on family dinners, but we have resolved the beef and we have become friends. So because we've obviously settled our differences, I feel like I can actually say to you, James, and you, Darren, you too can settle the beef if you want to. Me and Carlton have got a few years on you boys, yeah? So don't let this go on for 15 years. So here's what I want to know from you. Was Darren right to speak out? Did James go too far by inviting a family member on his show? Or is everything fair game in the name of truth? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Share this video if you believe we need to bring back real conversations, not clout chases. Let's raise the level, not just the volume. I'm Terry Stone. This is the Criminal Connection podcast. L5 Alive. We'll see you on the other side.